About 10:05 p.m., September 15th, 2023, and I really like what No Political Parties does.
No political parties. He's really doing a lot to expose this crime against humanity.
2023. It is 11:13 a.m. And basically for today's video, what I'm going to be sharing is that a lot of this harassment, targeting is being done with ultrasound and radio waves used in conjunction. So this is a typical form of a sine wave or a radio wave with a smooth waveform that is not going to cause nerve cell response or penetrate your nerve cells and cause harm to your body. Now these type of pulses do have enough energy. These short little pulses cross the nerve cell walls and causes cell damage. So that is the type of wave that I'm constantly being pulsed with, is these constant pulsing waves. And you see that it's quite a vicious blast of energy that is constantly pulsing on numerous different transmitter elements. So there's numerous different elements aimed at me, pulsing this harmful blast, and you can see it on the waterfall that's constantly blasting at me on ultrasound. Now the other thing that is extremely important is the very first unclassified successful transmission of human voice directly into the skull of a living person was performed by Dr. Joseph C. Sharp of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research in 1974. So this is a continuation of the Frey effect, working not only on sounds but on voice. And it was done with ultrasound by converting a hypnotist's voice into ultrasound range. And these sensors, these ultrasound sensors, are working from 22 kilohertz, which is in the radio frequency spectrum, to 40 kilohertz. So these sounds that you're hearing, these constant chirping sounds, are radio frequencies that are constantly scanning my environment. And that's exactly how numerous different ultrasonic sensors work. So this is a good video about ultrasonic sensors. This is another good video about ultrasonic sensors. And this content was hidden from my YouTube page. So when I'm logged in on my YouTube page, this content is hidden. So the ultrasonic hypnosis method is one form of voice-to-skull harassment and just subliminal messaging and harassment. High-power RF pulses, like this guy's getting auditory effects of microwave radiation by Dr. James C. Lynn here, is method 2. And then the other method that Marlene showed me by posting the targeted patent list from the European Health Organization showed that this VLF method is true also. And I've experienced all three of these and figured out how to test and show that all three of these are occurring. So my Tech-Sun radios crossed protects you from this high-power pulse radio frequency. And at the right angles, it can protect you from these other two as well. But my home right now is constantly being irradiated by high-power RF pulses in addition to this ultrasonic means. So this is constantly scanning my environment with sound, illegally scanning my environment, and then conveying messages through hypnosis. There's a constant tone in the background, and then there is let's see, where's this is the picture that I'm reading from. So it's using a hypnotist's voice, and then it's hiding it in all this other activity also. So when they're transmitting high energy pulses, they're hiding it with pirated stations. When they're transmitting this ultrasound, they're hiding it with other tones. It's a repeating phrase that they're transmitting, and then they have the ability to change it to whatever they want in real time also. And those tones. So that's the spam that I'm telling you about. So they're changing what tone they're speaking at and what tone they're transmitting the tone at, or what frequency they're transmitting the tone at. So I've got it perfectly understood at this point. Both of these systems are used in conjunction to harass and target people. If you have a sound expert come over, they can still hit you with VLF communication or high power radio frequency pulses. So you have to acknowledge all three of these to really beat the radio frequency communication and subliminal messaging that's happening. And honestly, subliminal messaging could even be a layer further than this, because this hypnosis method is very discreet, just like that, except it has a lot more similarities to Frey effect or voice to skull, because you can tell that you're being communicated to, and they try to drive you crazy. And then these high power pulses, you can feel your head getting hurt a lot of the time when they're talking to you. So they have the ability to assault you with high power pulses and then talk you through this, or assault you with their speech so that they're pulsing at you with this one. And then the VLF method is documented with patent numbers. You just have to look for it on my page, because I don't have the ability to use my internet like I'd like to right now because of how much they're jamming my Wi-Fi, which I've documented also. So all of this, 360 degrees, is getting to the point where I can prove this any day of the week that this is all happening, and it really feels like there is no stopping this. This momentum is next level, and you know what I mean? Like, this is rolling in the right direction, and this program is being completely exposed by myself and other people involved, and it's just an amazing thing. I continue to pray for social change and hope for continued good momentum, and then I hope that the judges stop acting corrupt and really fight for the people that they're paid to protect, and stop these horrible, evil uses of modern technology that regular people have no fucking clue exists. And if you tell them about voice to skull, all with discrete technology, where you don't have to wear a headset or anything, then most people aren't going to believe it. And these psychopaths use that theme, that concept, to engage in psychological tormenting and torturing of individuals hit with this technology. So that's the final note for today. And as you can tell, it takes up just about all my time. You know, this stuff doesn't just pop into my head. I had to research all of this, and now it's finally perfect.
So I bless no political parties.
Stretch of ocean on Earth.
I mean, he's doing a lot of research for all of us. I'm having the Havana syndrome with the cicada, the high-pitched ringing, like the Havana syndrome stumps investigators. But I know there's other TIs having the V2K, which I put the paper on, on my YouTube channel and say, go to the High Commissioner of the United Nations of Human Rights. The High Commissioner of Human Rights in the United Nations, they put out a list of U.S. patents on directed energy weapons, individual targeting programs, and that's what No Political Parties was referring to. So I'm going to experiment with the candle, with how the ultrasonic frequencies split the candle in my next video, which he went over also. But this is incredible. I get hit with ultrasonic frequencies all the time. Now, I wanted to hire a sound expert, a well-known one, but they were going to charge me $2,100 for 20 minutes of their time. So we are being targeted without having the ability to get anybody to actually see if it's really going on or not, because we can't afford it. And the criminals know that. The police won't do anything about it. The FBI hangs up on you. The doctors say, oh, that's out of my scope of practice. They don't really understand it because, a lot of this is classified. So people are being tortured and experimented on. And as you can see in my last video that I put up there, Shriva's Space Force Space is way beyond what we all thought. They have space stations out in in space. They are like, we own everything up to Mars, and they have satellites that we have patents on them targeting individual people. And you can see what no political parties is doing with, he's doing all these experiments to show that this is really happening. And I believe him. And a lot of us are feeling vibrations as well. This isn't schizophrenia. This isn't, like suddenly when you're, in older, you're gonna develop schizophrenia. No, if you have the vibrations on your legs and you have, if you take videos of the sound in your room and other people have heard that sound, when it was loud enough, there was actually an audible vibration when it's loud and you can just feel your whole body vibrating. But there's different frequencies and some cannot be heard by other people. Other people had thought for a short time they heard some little ee when they were closer to me, but then it would go away on them because people don't seem to grasp the idea. It's not that hard to figure out that when it says directed, it means that it's like a cone and it goes to a point. Okay, that's how scalar waves are. So when they hit you, it's the end point, the loudest energy, the directed attack is right at that person. So it goes through everybody else and around everybody else, and they don't feel it the same way because it's not directed right at their head in their auditory center or their hearing center. It doesn't vibrate their head. So that's what people aren't getting. There are sounds that can be created in your head. The cicada, the high-pitched ringing, the little click, 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 click. Imagine a bicycle wheel spinning around so fast with something caught in the spoke. That sound in the background. And that's what happens when I'm being attacked heavily. Right now, it's quieter, but it's still there.